Hello and welcome to the Journeyman series finale with FC Barcelona. We've got through all of these challenges. We found ourselves into Group 6. We got somehow offered a job with FC Barcelona. We've taken them to the top. And now we have taken them to the Champions League final. This is the series finale, so you are going to get the Champions League final action in this episode. And then we'll do a complete wrap-up of the series. And we'll call this one done and dusted. We've got a big new series starting up, Flip FIFA, in just a couple of days' time. So hopefully you're excited for that one. Another interesting challenge for myself. So hopefully you've been a part of the voting process. And we can get straight into that Flip FIFA challenge. And, just something different that I'm bringing to you on the channel. But let's get into this one. The Champions League final, FC Barcelona versus Sevilla.
Well, this is a great day for the Champions Cup, the final, which is going to be contested here. And it's got to be played to a conclusion. Our voices will stand up. It's here. And Alan Smith.
Well, I hope we rise to the occasion, Martin, and I hope these two teams do.
Barcelona against Sevilla.
And here we go, the Champions League final. It's FC Barcelona versus Sevilla, an all-Spanish final. And Christian Eriksen is playing for Sevilla. He's 36 years old versus our star, Yagutin, only 24 and 90 rated. We have gone with the absolute historic kits here for the Champions League final. And it's do or die. Series finale, win, lose or draw. Well, you don't see there being a draw, but here is our starting lineup. Asira, Edwards, Jassem, Riedewald, and Couto. Yates, Bush, Vera, Yagutin, Glad, and Quasi. You know these players. We've been playing with them, and they are going to have to do the job here today. The interesting thing will be the stamina issue with Yagutin and Bush. I do want Bush to lift the cup, so he's going to have to run this one out, even at the death. Here is the Sevilla side. They've got Eriksen there. And, well, I don't really know any of the other players. So, they've done the job they've got here. So, they must be a star-studded lineup. And we're going to have to do everything in our power to get forward, score some goals. Let's see if we can feed Quasi one. He's been quiet. Every time I say he's quiet, he steps up. So, we're going to say he's been quiet. And hopefully he can step up here in the Champions League final. A big story, this. We set ourselves a challenge so long ago against Galway, with Galway, in Group 1. And it's all come down to this. Group 6, Champions League final. Let's fucking do this. Glad slips this one out wide. He's got Quasi with a bit of space. Here's Quasi. Finds an opening. It's Quasi. In on goal. Quasi! Oh, what a save from the keeper. And everyone's gone flying. Throw the fucking toys out of the cot there. Look at this. Hits the sidebar off the keeper and somehow he manages to save it. And it is a corner now for FC Barcelona. We've got a man out on the edge of the box. Yagutin goes looking for him. It's Glad. And he creates something here. Glad slips it inside. It's Edwards. He slips it across. Bobby Yates can't hit the side of a bar and he's offside, but he has scored.
That's a good challenge between the
Oh,
two.
Vera did very well. Here's Vera. Can he slip it across? Quasi, get in! Come on, FC Barcelona! Get in! Quasi takes first strike, first blood. FC Barcelona, well, that came down to the challenge from Vera. He took off like a greyhound at the races, finds Quasi, and he smashes it home in the top right bin. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's FC Barcelona taking the lead. 1-0. Fucking get in. That's what we wanted. A good start here for the Barcelona. Oh, and Quasi, well, he talked him up at the start of the game. He'd been quiet, and all of a sudden he stands up and delivers. 1-0, FC Barcelona. Oh, Sierra, what a fucking two-handed save that was. Putting his body on the line for the club. It came in, a Sierra secondary save. That is delicious. And it's a corner for Sevilla. Come on, lads. They've had the possession. And Asira is there once again. Corner for Sevilla. Very, very close. We're in injury time now in the first half. They play it in. It's out. It's deep. Oh, and they equalise. They equalised just on the point of half-time. Asira couldn't get out to meet the ball. The defenders didn't want a piece of it either. And the equalising goal goes in from the corner just before half-time. Well-worked set piece. Who got up there? No one. And Asira had a crack at it, but missed it completely. Maybe got a few raindrops in his eye, not too sure. And they equalise. And it's 1-1. Half-time at 1-1.
That will be a free kick. He's sent off.
Oh, red card! Whoa! Have things gone into our favour? I didn't even think much of the challenge. I was barely commentating it. Yagutin had it out on the sideline. And a late challenge just whips the legs out from underneath Yagutin. He goes down. And maybe he was the last man. I'm not too sure. But they're down to 10 men. And has that played into our favour? Or will they turn into a Terminator side, as EA likes to do? We've got a free kick here. It's going to be glad to take it. He's just going to try and dolly it up on top of the box. It's going to be a corner. Bush, inside. He's found Quasi. Quasi takes the game on. Quasi gets in! 2-1 Barcelona. And down to 10 men. The gaps have opened up in the defensive line. And it's Bush, the skipper, feeding it through to Quasi. He took the line on. Look at that. Slipped through like a hot knife in butter. And slips it home. Fuck you, Sevilla. It's 2-1 to FC Barcelona. Champions League final. Quasi stands tall. And he's got 2. Get in, lad. Edwards slips inside. Bush. He's got Yagutin. He slips it forward. It's Quasi! Oh, he's got his hat-trick! A Champions League final fucking hat-trick! Oh, what build-up play! Asira found Gianrico with a perfect ball. He found Bush. He found Yagutin. And he slips it inside Quasi. And he slaps it home. It's 3-1. And Quasi's got a hat-trick in the Champions League fucking final. Oh, get in, lad. The young Pole. What a fucking story. He steps up when required. And he's done the job there. 8 goals in the Champions League. When needed, he was there. And there it is. Victory for FC Barcelona. We've done it 3-1 against Sevilla. Quasi, fuck me. Champions League final hat-trick. And what a way to finish this series. Well, we wrote ourselves off when we reached the Polish League and we got fired by Leszek Gdańsk. We moved to Termalicia, we made our way. Then we joined FC Lugano and Mordovia Saransk. We got offered the job at FC Barcelona, which we took. Didn't think we would get a Group 6 job. We finally did. We brought some of our old stalemates to the club to give them the opportunity of playing Champions League football. And now it's going to be our scout future star. He's been with us everywhere except, I think, FC Lugano. Fabian Bush, the young German, 28 years of age now, is going to lift the Champions League trophy with FC Barcelona. Oh, mate, you couldn't have written a better story, could ya? What a way to finish this fucking career mode. Fabian Bush lifts the cup, and we are Champions League winners. That is amazing. Just to score a hat-trick with Quasi, we were under the pump. Sevilla were giving it to us. And somehow we slipped through. And Quasi bangs in 3. And Fabian Bush, well, when we recruited him as a 16-year-old back at Galway, we knew he was something special. More of a leader than the exquisite player he was going to grow into. But we've put together a decent side here. Scott McMulkin has been around the world and back. And now he's lifting a Champions League trophy with FC Barcelona. Ah, delicious. Absolute scenes here. Cup winners. FC Barcelona do it at Wembley in an all-Spanish final against some of their traditional rivals, of course. And now we take the trophy. That's justice for this career mode. I even wrote myself off when we did get fired, but we've managed to pull through. We've done it. We're the Champions League victors. So 7 shots to 6. They definitely had the possession. Quasi with a 9.4 was absolutely outstanding. And what a way to finish this series. All right, it is time for the final squad report of the series. Asira was an 87. He went up to 19 clean sheets. Let's have a look at some stats. Yes, delicious. 89 reactions. He could have been amazing if we trained him a little bit longer. Jordan Edwards, an 88, went up 2 and 12 clean sheets. Got himself a goal. Dan Justham, an 80. Oh, let's go across here, sorry. And, yeah, not too bad. Dan Justham, 81, went up 4, 12 clean sheets as well. And he's just starting to tail off now at 29. Riedewald is 31, 84 overall. The only real player pretty much left in this side that is worthy of playing. Thiago Kuta, our Canadian, 84, went up 4, 2 goals, 3 assists. He wasn't the quickest lad, but he was well good at left back. Bobby Yates in 82 went up 1, got himself 3 goals, and those physicals carried him all the way at the age of 30. Fabian Bush in 86 went up to 7 goals, 4 assists, and never grew in the jumping or physical departments. That stamina sort of faded away, but a serviceable man for an entire series. Christian Glad is an 80. He went up 1, 4 goals, 8 assists, and I think he was already here at FC Barcelona when we joined up. Yagudin, a 90, went up 3. For some reason, he feels threatened. I don't know why. He scored fucking 18 goals. He's one of the world's best. 6 assists, and still growing. Still absolutely growing, and he could be a high 94 maybe if we give him more time. Vera, an 83, went up 2, 4 goals, 6 assists. Amazing physicals. Probably should have trained his technicals a bit more, but he's still only 24. Kwasinski, 84, went up 4, 13 goals, 5 assists. And he's left over with the crazy-ass stats, so, yeah. Stupitsky, 75. Some pretty decent stats. Didn't really play with a lot of these kids now. 80 for Mel Fleury. He went up 2. Still only 24. Knocked in 8 goals and an assist. And, yeah, not a bad little striker. Sabata is a 71 goalkeeper. And Balzano is a 76. He didn't grow at all either. Dirk Prib, 77. He's getting on in age. Gianrico's gone down 1. He's just turned 30. 16 goals and 5 assists. And those physicals, well, he was amazing at Vyborg. And he was amazing at Mordovia. So 3 clubs Gianrico joined us for. So that's good from Gianrico. Den Docker, another real player. And, well, he managed to keep his physicals. So that's good. Bartra, 53. Well, he's dead. He's 37. I'm not sure why he's even in the game still. Sampa, 55. Kamara, 49. See, these guys, this way you didn't see them because they're fucking dead. Regani, 77 overall, even though all his physicals are gone. What does that tell you about a centre-back? Tian is a 58, and he's only just really been signed up. Osbo's a 59. Cifuentes, 56. Look at those physicals for a fucking kid that's just come off the rookie list. Insane. Nunez is a 51. Carrazzo, 52. Medeiros, 53. Logano's a 63. We brought him over from Mordovia Sarants just to try and get some deadwood off. He's got a few games. Jeremy Thorne is a 72. Andreas, 70. Delgado, 73. Kazmini, 69. Castelletto, 72. Ajayi, 72. Tunikara, 73. Francisco, 67. Alonso dropped 7. He lost all his physicals even though he was a young kid, so thank you, EA. Masonda, 71. Charsley, 65, went down 20. Yagu is a 77. Gonzalo, 54. Bitqui, 53. Ramos, 61. Alvarado, 51. Gavillian, 62. Guzman, 55. Bagnac, 44. Susvac, 62. Roberto, 57. Dead. Nunez still out on loan, 58. And that is the full squad. So a lot of those kids just didn't grow. I don't know if it's the game fucking us over or really only the guys we trained actually went up level. But that is our full squad as we leave this series. Alright, I just want to have a quick look at some of the teams and see if any of our players were still there. Galway United's dropped back to a 3.5 star. Kalidas is there as an 82. Straith is still the goalkeeper and Treacy's there. Uhas as well, Sale. So they kept quite a few of the squad. I'm not sure who Ward is, but 59 strikers not really going to help you out much. We then move to Vyborg, and the big baldy Joel is still there. 76, Geraldinho, Yal Kawasi. They've got a shit goalkeeper. I'm not sure who that 81 is. I can't see a name. Cantero Puente is still there. So, yeah, they've kept their side going, and they're a 4-star team still in Vyborg. We then went to Lesia Gdansk, and let's have a look here. They've still got Yotan and El Jazani. Buxa, I think, was with us. I'm not sure about that backline. It's a bit rubbish. 3.5 stars. We then went to Termalicia after getting fired, and we turned them into an absolute team. Barrera's still there. Major Miller. Mendy is still there. Straith, another Straith is the goalkeeper now. Yannick Lamson is still there. So Termalicia, 4-star side. We then joined FC Lugano, and they look all right, 4-star. Van Dam's still there. Crocombe. Bingham, Riley is still there, Boys is still there, Canelo, Burns, so they've pretty much kept that team together. And not a bad side, they're probably just missing the goalkeeper, obviously. Then we went to Russia and we joined Mordovia Sarans. They were a 1-star team or something like that. They are now a 4-star team, and Regarsel is still there, Gagnon, Lapierre, Edwards, Pookie, Straith. Wolverton, Helmerhead is still there, so that's good. And then finally we ended up at FC Barcelona. Let's go and see how these guys went in their respective tables. So Galway clinched the title once again. I think they won every season since we left them. They only lost 1 game this season, and well, they're probably the best side that we've set up. We only had, what, 2 seasons with them, I believe. Maybe, no, I don't think we did 3. So, yeah, we've set them up. That was our job. And Group 1, Galway United still coming out on top. We went to Denmark, and Vyborg, well, they're back on top of the table. So those young kids, maybe they didn't sell off, and they've started to grow. 25 wins, only the 4 losses, and they've clinched themselves European football once again. Vyborg have been travelling well, even though, you know, we've taken the likes of Gianrico, Justham left, and that kind of thing. But, you know, we set these teams up with youth academy players, and the ones that have stuck around look to have helped that club out. In Poland, Termalicia absolutely dominated the league, didn't lose a game. And even with the likes of the mass exodus that we've seen earlier in the career mode, with them just getting rid of a shitload of their players, they're still dominating. And Leszek Gdańsk are in second. So all these teams that we've looked after, you know, you've seen players leave, but those young players have stuck it out, they've grown, and now they've turned into quality football teams. So FC Lugano, well, they dropped away last season, but they've moved back up to 3rd. They did sell a lot of their players off, and unfortunately we only had like a short season with them. So probably still a few seasons away before them hitting their straps. Mordovia Sarans, well, they dropped right off again last season, but those young kids have come back into play by the looks of things. They've got themselves into a 4th position, and you can see them hopefully moving up in the future. So we managed to finish 4th in the season. It was completely simulated with the reserves team pretty much. We concentrated on that Champions League, but finishing 4th, I'm pretty happy with that. And a great way to finish this series. We set ourselves a challenge at the start. We gave ourselves some objectives, and we've fucking done it. All Group 6, all the way through. We've won those titles, and now we've won ourselves a Champions League. A great way to finish this series. Hopefully you've been here from the start. If you've joined in halfway, thanks very much for joining the channel and checking out the content. I really do appreciate every minute that you spend on my channel and checking out this content. I just want to provide entertainment for you guys at home, and hopefully we're still providing that. And in the next couple of days, we will have Flip FIFA coming to you. So hopefully another challenge there that you can jump on board and maybe try it yourself at home. But that's where we're going to leave this one. The series is done. Journeyman is over. We may bring it back for FIFA 17. It seemed like it was a little bit of fun this year. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's all we've got time for today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Any episode of this series, I do appreciate your time. And we'll see you next time. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one. There's Pepper. Works his way inside. It's Ryan Pepper. He shoots. Oh, what a fucking strike from the Australian. And it's 1-0 Bayern Munich on our first real push forward. Bolingoli and Pepper in the midfield. Look at this. He just ducks around, gets onto that right boot, and snaps it home. And a cracking strike from Ryan Pepper. That'll be his first goal for the season, I believe. And it's 1-0 to FC.